Hey everyone, alright, in this video let's talk about Pixar Pier expansion possibilities. I got a great question from a subscriber. I'm going to read you his question and then we're going to dig right in. And the question comes from Peter. And Peter is asking, what do you think of the rumor that Pixar Pier will continue its expansion by replacing Ariel's undersea adventure with a Coco dark ride? Well, thank you so much for this question, Peter. I do appreciate it. Now, this is an interesting topic. Now, I have not heard this rumor, but it's interesting. Do I want a Coco dark ride on Pixar Pier? 1000% yes. Yes. And the reason why is because, number one, Coco was a gorgeous film. I fell in love with Coco. One of the most emotional films Pixar has ever done. It was an incredible film. Visually, emotionally, it just hit all the right buttons. Now, I want it on the pier, okay? And I also want to see more Mexican culture represented in California Adventure because I think it's a perfect fit. It's really a shame that the park doesn't have that already. I mean, Mexican culture plays such a huge role, in California, and for it to be largely missing in a park about California, it is odd to me, very odd. So, yeah, I love Coco. I think it's a perfect fit for the California theme. I want this dark ride in DCA 1000%. But I do not want it to replace Ariel's undersea adventure for a few reasons. Number one, I love Mickey's Fun Wheel, and you're probably thinking, what the heck does that have to do with the Coco dark ride? It has a lot to do with it, in my opinion. I love Mickey's Fun Wheel. I've said this before when they first announced Pixar Pier. I want Mickey to stay on the wheel, right? And the only justification right now of Mickey staying on the wheel and making sense is the fact that that other side, the Paradise Park side with Goofy's Sky School and Little Mermaid, Corndog Castle, the only justification that Mickey has is that it's facing the non-Pixar side. So it's facing Paradise Bay and Paradise Park. So that was the justification that Disney said. They even announced it in the blog that he's facing the Bay and Paradise Park, so that's why the Mickey face is still there. Now, if you replace Ariel's with Coco, essentially making the entire area around the Bay Pixar, the Mickey's Fun Wheel makes 0 sense. The Mickey face on the wheel makes 0 sense. Okay, so that's a big issue for me personally because I really love that Mickey face on that wheel. I think it's perfect. So I don't want to see Pixar Pier come all the way around. So I want to see Ariel stay. Another thing is The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is such a milestone film for the Walt Disney Company. And I've said this before in many videos, but there are certain films in Disney's history that have made a huge impact on the company overall. Number one, Snow White, of course. Snow White being the first animated film. Number two would be, Toy Story being the first computer animated film. Number three would be The Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is the film that jump-started the entire Renaissance era. Okay, it really did set the stage for modern Disney that we know now. If not for The Little Mermaid, we would be looking at a very different Disney company. Disney was not doing well before Mermaid. It wasn't. The animation, they got kicked out of the studio. They were in this little room or whatever on the studio lot. They lost their studio space. Animation was struggling before The Little Mermaid, and Little Mermaid came in and saved animation and really in turn saved the company. So I think that Little Mermaid as a film deserves a proper dark ride. And we've only had this attraction for, I think, 7 or 8 years. And to see it go away so quickly, and a film that deserves to be part of these parks in a big way, being such an important film, I don't want to see The Little Mermaid go away. I just don't. So my suggestion is add Coco, add the dark ride to Pixar Pier, but put it where the Paradise Garden Grill area is, that little food court with the pizza place and the Mediterranean kebabi place. put the Pixar dark ride there. You can build a gorgeous like Mexican like village and put the dark ride in there, and maybe even add like some cool like Mexican restaurant, and really celebrate Mexican culture. And I think that would be a great little Coco area for Pixar Pier. And it wouldn't come all the way around the bay, so you could still have Paradise Park, but yeah, it's still close enough to the Pixar Pier part where it makes sense. I think that would be the perfect compromise. So that's what I think about it. I really want to see Coco come to Pixar Pier. I just don't want to see Ariel's get replaced. I feel like there's other options. But what do you guys think about this rumor that Peter brought up about replacing Ariel's with Coco? Do you agree with me that you want the Coco ride, but maybe in a different area? Do you disagree with me? Do you think it's fine? Do you think replace Ariel's, no problem? What are your thoughts on this? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a magical day.